What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to Potted Plant Entertainment. My name is Chris, and in case you don't know, I review movies, and I rank them on a scale of 0 to 100 in increments of 5. Today, we are continuing the Summer of Marvel with Thor. I do not actually own this movie. I don't own very many of the Marvel movies, and I think it's just because there's so many of them. It would take me so long to buy them all, and they're on streaming. It's just a little easier and more affordable that way. I apologize if you can hear the crickets outside, but I'm going to try my best to talk over them. So, Thor came out in 2011, and it stars Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston, Anthony Hopkins, Natalie Portman, Stella Skarsgård, Kat Dennings, and Idris Elba, and it was directed by Kenneth Branagh. And this movie is the Marvel's introduction to Thor. You see Thor, he's cocky, he's arrogant, and he does something stupid, and he gets banished by Odin, who's his father, and Tom Hiddleston plays his brother Loki, and he's all like sneaky and conniving. He's trying to get the throne for himself, and Thor meets a woman on Earth who he falls in love with, and he learns to be a better person, but he's also got to stop Loki because Loki's trying to take over the kingdom. I don't particularly remember very well when this movie came out. I guarantee you I heard about it. I just don't really remember. I think, yeah, the first Marvel movie I ever saw in theaters was Iron Man 3. So I missed this one when it came out. And I gotta tell you, I've never really liked this movie very much. It wasn't until upon recent rewatch when I began to appreciate it a little bit more, but I still don't love it. It's far from the best Marvel movie, but it's still not bad. It's a good introduction to Thor. It's got a lot of good things going for it. It's just not... it's not great. It's not. Like, it's not Ragnarok. It's not Ragnarok. But I do still like this movie, and it's... I haven't seen Thor: The Dark World since it came out in theaters in 2013, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like this one better than that, because I remember almost nothing about it. So anyways, let's see. So let's get into my pros and cons with it. So for one thing, the special effects are really good, just like always with Marvel. And the action is really good, just like always with Marvel, except for Captain Marvel. I hated the action sequences in that movie. The costuming is really good. I love the Asgardian costumes and outfits. Black Panther won the Oscar for Best Costuming when that movie came out, and I just love the costumes in that movie, the way that the Wakandans dress, and the same thing here with the Asgardians. I just think they all dress really, really freaking cool. The humor is really good. I need a horse, and the movie has a good fish out of water vibe too. By the way, I'm gonna try and start doing my notes on this now. So if you see me holding this, I'm trying not to do it on paper anymore. But anyway, so it has the fish out of water story to it, and it's done really well. Another superhero movie that I can think of that does it really well is Wonder Woman. A superhero movie I can think of that does it terribly and is a terrible piece of crap is Wonder Woman 1984, but that's a different story for a different day. So, let's see. I also love the casting in this movie. Chris Hemsworth was almost not casted for Thor, and I believe that Tom Hiddleston would even audition for Thor, which is pretty cool. But Chris Hemsworth, he's really come a long way with this character since then. Tom Hiddleston is one of, if not the best MCU villain. You can debate between him and Thanos, but he's really, really good as Loki. I mean, it's like perfect, pristine casting. Tom Hiddleston crushes this role. And, I love Thor and Loki. They have a different kind of hero-villain relationship. It's not necessarily just the good guy is good and the bad guy is bad, and he's got to stop the bad guy because the bad guy is doing different things. Thor loves his brother, but he also understands he can't let his brother do this, and so he has to stop him. And Loki isn't necessarily an awful human being. He's just really petty. He doesn't become an awful human being until the Avengers, but here he's just really, really petty. He's just so petty, and you kind of feel bad for him, but he's so petty. He's so petty, but that you understand him, and that's what makes him a great villain. Just like with Thanos. Thanos, I mean, yeah, he's a bad person doing a bad thing, but he's not even really that awful of a person. Like, you understand what he's doing. He's trying to stop Earth from having an overpopulation crisis or famine crisis but he's trying to do that by wiping out half of civilization. So that's what makes him an interesting villain. It's the same thing with Loki. He's really not trying to take over the world or anything in this movie. He just wants the throne for himself. But you feel bad for him because he's the adopted son and he was never really up for the throne in the first place. And you kind of feel for him in that way. The music is really good. The music for this movie is really, really good. Nobody talks about the score for this movie, but it is really, really good. It hits the right emotional chords, like when Thor destroys the bridge, knowing that he's never going to see Jane again. It does hit you, even though him and Natalie Portman don't have the best chemistry in this movie. You feel for that. Thor's friends are really cool. I love those characters. They're great. And the set designs are really amazing. All right, now let's go ahead and get into my cons. So for one thing, Thor becomes unconscious in this movie after getting tased, which is, like, really weird. Because I've been tased before. No, not, like, by cops. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying I've done it. Voluntarily, I did it. Okay? And I did not come anywhere close to passing out, but he passed out. Also, I wrote this in my notes. Now, I watched this movie about a month ago in preparation for this review. So I wrote this note here, but I can't remember what I was talking about when I said it. I said, why are the characters surprised that there's a picture of Thor in the portal? Didn't they print it out and hang it up there? I can't remember what I was talking about there, but yeah, that's a complaint I have. I really need to, like, do these reviews closer to my rewatches instead of waiting so long to do them. Because this does happening from time to time. I write down a note and I can't remember what I was talking about. So that's something I need to work on. But anyways, it also doesn't show Thor and Loki's mom. It doesn't show her reaction to Loki attempting to kill Thor. It doesn't show it. And I was just like, but that's their mom. She was, like, standing right there. Like, wouldn't you think, like, we should see her be like, or something like that? Like, whatever. Let's see. Thor and Jane's relationship, it works way better in Thor: Love and Thunder. But here it's fine, but it doesn't even touch Tony Stark and Pepper Potts. It doesn't even touch that. And also, Thor's character arc is really sudden. But overall, not a bad movie. I do like it. It's just not great. But with all that being said, I am going to give Thor a 75 out of 100. All right, we will be back very soon. I'm going to see Nope this week. I'm excited for that movie. And I finished up my notes for Captain America: The First Avenger. That review will be coming very soon as well. Thank you so much for watching and subscribe to Pod Player Entertainment for more. Hit the like button, leave reviews, just in the comments down below. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Pod Player Entertainment for channel updates and other cool, fun bonus stuff. And much love.